Now to the latest in the Jodi Arias sentencing retrial. Prosecutors once again trying to pick apart the testimony of a key witness for the defense. Our Mike Watkins live outside Superior Court with the update. Mike?
Yeah, Heather, the fireworks continued down here at Superior Court in the face-off between prosecutor Juan Martinez and a psychologist testifying in Jodi Arias' defense.
Juan Martinez continues to cross-examine Robert Geffner.
Contentious and combative, probably a good way to describe the climate in the courtroom of Judge Sherry Stevens today, with fiery prosecutor Juan Martinez picking up where he left off yesterday afternoon in full attack mode, taking on defense expert psychologist Dr. Robert Geffner on a variety of topics, including Jodi Arias' claims that her lover Travis Alexander once body slammed her, kicked her twice, and broke her little finger.
So today, Juan Martinez brought out the fact that this broken finger that Jodi claims happened because of Travis wasn't noted anywhere in her journals, medical records, nowhere documented, but that it came just directly from Jodi. So that got out to the jury.
Indeed, Martinez grilling Geffner about much of his previous testimony as being based solely on accounts of Jodi Arias, a convicted killer and well-documented liar.
It's more he's impeaching Jodi Arias and her story, and Jodi's the source of this information. There's no corroboration. So what he's doing is not so much impeaching Geffner as impeaching Jodi. You can't believe it, ladies and gentlemen, because Jodi's the only source of this information.
The at times very testy confrontation taking up the entire day as Martinez attempts to counter points scored by the defense during its days of direct questioning of Dr. Geffner.
What is the jury doing with this? Do they get it? Do they understand the import? I don't know, because this whole trial is coming in such a scattershot way. That's why closing arguments are so important, to put it together for the jury.
Yeah, and who knows when we'll hear those closing arguments in this, quote, scattershot trial. Late this afternoon, Judge Sherry Stevens sending jurors out of the courtroom as lawyers haggled over psychological tests administered to Jodi Arias. Jurors now off until Monday morning, and we'll be back at 6 with more on this day in court. Down at Superior Court, Mike Watkins, 3 TV.
And prosecutors are not pulling any punches in the sentencing retrial of convicted killer Jodi Arias. Today, the focus honed in on the testimony of a key witness. Mike Watkins is live tonight with details from today's testimony. Mike?
Yeah, Heather, over the course of the last several days, a psychologist by the name of Dr. Robert Geffner has scored some significant points in Jodi Arias' behalf. But now prosecutor Juan Martinez in full attack mode, trying to knock the doctor down.
Juan Martinez continues to cross-examine Robert Geffner. He's challenging him now about a timeline that he prepared, he and his staff prepared, and was used a lot on direct examination.
The gloves definitely off today as feisty prosecutor Juan Martinez went mano-a-mano with defense expert psychologist Dr. Robert Geffner, with Martinez attacking Geffner's timeline of critical events in the relationship of Jodi Arias and Travis Alexander, like the time Arias claims her lover Alexander body slammed her, kicked her, and broke one of her fingers.
So today, Juan Martinez brought out the fact that this broken finger that Jodi claims happened because of Travis wasn't noted anywhere in her journals, medical records, nowhere documented.
Indeed, Martinez challenging Geffner over much of his previous testimony as being based solely on the word of Jodi Arias, a convicted killer and well-documented liar.
This is what he's doing. He's impeaching Jodi Arias in case she doesn't get back on the stand. He's impeaching some of her statements right now.
And late this afternoon, with jurors out of the room, lawyers haggling over psychological tests administered to Jodi Arias. Yeah, and jurors now off until Monday morning, when it's expected that Dr. Geffner will be back on the stand. At Superior Court, I'm Mike Watkins for 3 TV.